Tony, when you heard of Ascend Digital BootCamp and all that we were trying to do for the kids, what came to mind? What did you where did you see sort of the impact that we could provide or give to these kids, the exposure? How can we? What did you see this program just supplying them?
Right. So I saw it as a way to uh, connect the children through something they're already doing. We live in a digital age. Children are on their phone, they're on their computers all the time. So the old traditional way of trying to reach children, I thought was a little dated, and I saw this as an opportunity to connect with them on a level that they're already doing.
Okay. And that's the whole goal, right? Is to turn those interests, those hobbies into skills, And so with these kids, like you said, it's a hobby, it's an interest. What areas do you kind of see being the most prominent in your industry, right? As you're doing now, what areas of tech, what areas of the digital lifestyle that you see nowadays, do you see these kids kind of being able to penetrate the market?
All right. Well, from an entertainment standpoint, everything is moving. It already moved digital, but now it's moving more AI.
Yeah.
So more tech savvy, and I want young people to understand the future, that the big bucks is in learning AI, in learning digital content creating, and being able to service those industries as far as computer fixing of computers and things of that nature. My whole goal is learning skill sets and learning trades over traditional what we've been taught. In the past we've been taught, get a degree in business and this, that, and the third. But I'm like, the tech world and the technology, digital world and the AI world is the future. And if you want to be in the big bucks and stay ahead of the game, now is the time to really learn these things. Yeah.
I agree. Even a lot of like Google, Amazon, they're adding these AI essential courses, prompt
Right.
engineering courses, because that's, as you said, that is the future. And that's good. That may be one of your answers, right, to the next question. But if you can develop or provide subject or topic of a cohort that this program can kind of build into and then integrate these students into, what areas do you kind of see us, or do you see that needs to be addressed? Like, this is something that may not be here now,
Right.
but in the future may needs to be here.
I think one of the main things young people need to learn is reality from fictition.
Yeah.
Social media paints a picture that's not often reality.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we continue to drone this in our young people, to separate fiction from life or reality. A lot of the music, movies, and the platforms, they show the glorified side of what we can, that is not healthy for us, but they don't show the balance on, okay, yeah, these things look pretty, but when you get into the meat of it, it's really not.
Right.
And so I think a lot of children have a hard time with separating that. And that's what causes a lot of dysfunction and non-functioning, is because I don't want to try that. That seems hard.
Yeah.
And the music or the culture says, just do whatever and be laid back and don't care about anything.
Right.
So I think, this program is headed in the right direction of redirecting that. And I like the fact that younger people are coming in to deal with these children, because it's a lot easier when you see somebody that's on your same age bracket, but close.
Right.
Right. Because a lot of times young people think the older generation are disconnected from them because they don't see it from the same viewpoint stand that they see it as.
I do understand that. And then those are good points, right? Especially with this new generation. They were born into tech. They were born into Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, whereas some of us, like myself, it came while I was in high school.
Right.
So I knew both ways.
Right.
But just demographic wise, right? Where do you see, because Memphis isn't necessarily a tech hub, right? It may not be seen as a technology hub, a digital space like that.
Right.
But where do you see, what potential do you see in Memphis kind of harboring or becoming that type of hub?
Right. I definitely see Memphis as being on the verge of being soon being an outburst of the tech world. We're a logistics warehouse, blue collar city. We've built that around. A lot of major corporations have warehouses here. I've worked in shipping and logistics for the last 10 years myself. And I've seen a shift in the industry. Everything is moving more digital.
Yeah.
And as companies are forced to keep up, you look at Walmart. If you look at Walmart 10 years ago, Walmart website was basic. It was pretty much, hey, you can find a store here, a few things here. Now it's competing with Amazon. Amazon forced that digital brand to have to go digital in order to stay in business. So now you're going to start seeing more digital technology in the warehouses because they're having to compete with the other companies that are stepping their game up. So now they're going to have training with AI and these things because corporations are figuring out now I can make more money with the technology and save on having to pay so many employees because now I have AI that can do these things. I have the computers and the servers now that I can program to do a lot of things that I needed 10 men to do now. Yeah. So now it's going to be, if I want to stay in the game and I want to have, you know, sustainability as a job, I'm going to have to learn this because what one corporation is doing is going to change the game. I watched FedEx in the logistics game, how now when their pallets coming off the truck into a warehouse, they have a computer scanning system that scans the freight, that can give you the class of the freight, the weight and everything. It's not a person, it's a machine now. So now who's ever able to service that machine and program it, they're going to get the big bucks. So I see Memphis going in that direction because of how many corporations have warehouses here where they service the products that come directly straight through here. So yeah, I see it in the next 5 years. A lot of technology changes are going to be made here.
And booming. I can see that too. You know, reminding me of RFID technology. I think that's the name of it, where you know you have the scanners and it's really interesting, really awesome. And maybe just one more question. You spoke a lot about it already, but if there were ways that we could that maybe we're not doing now, or we could work on implementing a little more, ways that you see that we can impact or engage students to be interested in wanting to build a better life, right? Because, you know, as a teen, you know, I remember back then, you know, I had opportunity to have a mentor. I didn't sustain that relationship because I didn't, you know, hey, you know, I'm playing the game. I'm not thinking about 5 years, 3 years from now. But how can we instill that mindset into the kids or into the students to let's think ahead and not just present?
I think it's direct hands-on. I think for a lot of children, especially in this young generation, they just like raw and uncut. Show me, you know, not so much talk, but actually just show me. I think once these young people can actually see the benefits of what hard work looks like, a lot of times they don't see that in their homes. A lot of the parents are barely making it and struggling, so they don't see the picture outside of what the possibility could be. You know, one of my biggest prayers when I was praying, when I was down and out, you know, I was homeless, I didn't have anywhere to live, and I was like, I want to be elevated, not for me, but I want people to see that once I've transformed into something, I want to be able to show them this is what I've gotten in life. I'm here now in a place, but this is how I got here. Because a lot of times, like I tell them in the entertainment industry, they see the glory side, but they don't know the struggle and the story. Like a lot of these celebrities, their lifestyle is rented. A lot of them come in the game and they make a boatload of money, athletes, and they leave the game broke. You know, I just saw one of the singers from the group Mindless Behavior. He works at Amazon now.
It's crazy.
But during the height of his career, he was everywhere. And if you would have seen it, you'd be like, oh, he's making millions and millions of dollars. But because they didn't get the knowledge, they didn't have somebody to mentor them on the contracts. Now you're at Amazon. Nothing wrong with working. Now you got to take care of your family. But you have to see the realness of it. And these kids now, it's like, you can't just tell them something. You know, I can't walk up to a child and be like, hey, brother, come on out the streets. You know, I know you out here hustling, but come and work this job. And then they look at me and they're like, look what you driving, look what you wearing. How you going to tell me to stop? So I think now it's more show them, you know. And if we can show them the benefits of, yeah, it's a process. It's going to take a long time. It's a lot of hard work, but this is the benefits. You know, if you could have told me that what I was doing 20 years ago, that had I got some proper training and got in the right doors, I'd be at $100,000, $80,000 job a year. See, my mindset would have been different had I could have saw that possibility. But I didn't see that because I wasn't in the right environments to see that. So I went and did other things. and I lost a lot of time. So yeah.
Man, Tony, I really appreciate it. Thank you for, taking time out of your Saturday to talk to these kids, and hopefully they got impacted in a way, and hopefully this wouldn't be the last time.
Oh no,
we partner and collaborate.
definitely enjoyed myself, and and anytime that I could say something to help these young cats, I'm always down, because if somebody had invested in me, I would have shaved off a few years of wasting time.
Yeah.
And I tell my children, don't wait till you're in your 40s. Then all of a sudden now you want to get life together. My daughter, she's in her 20s and she's in college, getting ready to go to med school soon. And she's always like, oh, it's so hard. And I said, but you think about it. When you get 40 and now you got your house the way you want and your nice cars and everything, because you've done what you did. You went through the struggles in your 20s. Look at the people that didn't do it in their 20s and watch them in their 40s. And you're going to say, you know what? I'm glad I chose my time wisely in my youth.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell you your 20s is the party years and all that. No, your 20s should be your responsible. So when you get 40, because you got to think about it. If you're in your 40s, 20 more years is retirement age, right? You don't want to start at 40.
Right.
See, I started at 40, So I had started in 20, like, I'd be in a different space. So, yeah.
Man,
Thank you so much. All right, man.
When I was in the industry, they called me XP. This year, Lord willing, I'll be turning 44. Graduated 1999 out of high school.
Where'd you go to school?
Graduated from Fulton.
Okay.
Got out of high school, came to this college right here because college was preached in my house. Go to college, go to college, go to college. So I was like, let me give it a try. But at the same time, I was in the music industry. Been doing music all my life. And I came here, and I'm going to be honest with you, I wasted my life here. Because I got wrapped up in the music, and the record deal offers was coming, all the opportunities for the music was coming. So I left college and I went into the music entertainment industry. And that's when I got a real awakening about life. And I got my YouTube channel. I don't have to show it right now, but I'll show y'all some of the people. So just to know that when I say I was there, I was really there. All these favorite rappers from Wayne. Some of y'all I'm older, so some of the names I throw out there, y'all might know Gucci Mane, Waka, Wayne, and all these different rappers. I knew these rappers. I worked with them, T.I., I know his whole family, and I work with these people. And so one thing I learned is proper planning and perfect practice makes a perfect performance. As men, a lot of times our egos and our emotions kind of get in the way of things. And so a lot of times when situations arise, we just quick throw it away because we mean, like, oh man, get that. But what I learned is to navigate through life, you have to manage your time. Like wait till the last minute is something I learned is a no-no. Because when I was around celebrities, their thing is they need it done. They ain't got time for excuses. Like if a celebrity hit me up and wanted to do business, they don't want to hear my phone was dead. They don't want to hear I was tired. So I had to always make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's. So what I've learned is that when situations arise, it doesn't have to be the end, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Like in a situation, he said he worked on this project and he deleted all the files. It's a way to get it back, because one thing I learned, nothing never goes away. But our emotions, we get frustrated, we get in our emotions, we get in our feelings, and sometimes that overtakes. So what we have to do is sometimes you have to take a deep breath and be like, you know what? Let me just take 5 minutes. Let me do something that I enjoy that'll help calm me down, and then I'll go back to that. And so that's something that I learned. In all the years of being in the entertainment industry, it's like ain't no room for excuses. Like you have to plan ahead. Wait until the last minute could be detrimental to you. So I would say one of the best things that was given to me as advice was what y'all just got today, a notebook. And I was told to write down every dream, every goal, everything I've done for the day that was good, everything that was bad, write it all down. If you wake up tomorrow and say, I want to cook, write it down in a book. If you come back 10 minutes later. I don't want to do that. I want to clean sneakers for a living on the home. Whatever you want to do, write it down in a book and pick that book up every day and read it. And you'll start seeing yourself, start seeing yourself achieve those things. Because it's just something about when you write it down, it just, for some reason, it means more when it's on paper as opposed to being on the phone or in an email. It just